Hello. First thing that we're going to do is to run the simulator for Lab6b. And to be able to do that, you need to load these two files. And this is the file for the Logix 5000, and this is the file for the HMI, the Factory Talk View Studio. So make sure that you have those two files in this folder, the Fall 2022 folder. Once you do, we can then use them in the HMI and Studio 5000. The next step to be able to use the simulator is to open Studio 5000. Just click on this icon, click yes to this question, and then we're going to open an existing project. It's going to be a project file, and this is the one that we have stored on the templates directory. So click on this, and this takes just a few seconds. This is happens to be a program in sequential function charts that we're going to use for Lab6b. And then eventually this will open. And if you do not see the Explorer window, you can go up to View and click on Controller Organizer. Sorry, that's actually Controller Organizer. I'm going to expand this, and you want to go to the main program and click on Lab6b template. So this is the actual program, and we'll discuss this a little bit later on. The next step, we'll go to Download. Click on Download. And obviously this is putting it into the PLC's memory. Click Download here. Eventually, all of these lights will go green and will be in run mode. And one of the ways that you know you're in run mode is that there will be a green box around this area. Click yes. And there we go. So I've verified that we are in run mode for this sequential function chart. Okay, the next step is to run Factory Talk View Studio. There's an icon on the desktop here, so just double click on that. Say yes, and View Studio opens after a few seconds. And we're going to exit from this screen, cancel, go to Tools, Application Manager, and then click Restore Application. What this will do is allow us to get a particular application saved on the hard disk. In this case, it's in this directory, and it's called Lab6bSimulation. So double click on this, and here we click on Next, and click on Finish. Okay, and this is going to load it into the memory of the Factory Talk View Studio. And once we've done that, you may have to click on View to see the Explorer window. But once you get to this screen, it returns back to this screen. We don't want to restore it a second time, so hit cancel on this. And now we're going to go up to File and Open Application. And you should now see the application in this list. And once you do, we'll click on Open. And this just takes a few seconds. And then eventually we're going to go to the graphics of that particular application. So the Explorer window is being populated, and the first place that we want to go to is Displays. So expand on Displays, and the application that we're going to load into memory is actually called Lab6b Demo Simulation right here. So just double click on that. Okay, and click on Run. Now, you'll notice everything seems to be working okay for me, but if it doesn't, and sometimes you'll just get a skeletal output on the screen, what you may have to do is come down to the bottom, expand on this, click on Communication Setup. This is not something that everyone will have to do, but if things don't work for you, you may have to do this part. And you want to select the IP address 192.168.1.30. And if things did not work for you, they did for me, but if they don't, you'll probably notice that this is not hidden, but it'll be darkened. You click on Apply first, and then you'll come down to the bottom once you've done that and click on the OK button. And then if you go back to the screen, it should work correctly for you. So if we go back to 6B demo, it should be like this. If it's not, then you may have to do a little bit more troubleshooting. But everything seems to work okay for me. If I click on these buttons, they seem to change correctly. So I'm going to move to the next step. All right, let's see how the program and the simulator run together. So that's what I have up on the screen right now. So one of the things that you'll notice is you'll see green bars across these stored actions. What that means is that that action is being executed all of the time. So wherever there is a green bar, it means it's being executed. So for example, I'm always displaying the flow rate, the level sensor in millimeters, and it's always executing these conversions. So what this is doing is reading the integer value and converting it to millimeters, the integer value for pressure, converting it to millibars, and so on. Same thing for the output. Whatever value I want out in pump motor volts, I have to put in here as a value between 0 and 25. And for the proportional value, a value between 0 and 100%. So my program is currently running. It tells me that it's waiting at step 0. So what this means is it's waiting for the lid float to go from a true to a false. Okay, and to do that, I'm going to click on this button, and it causes it to move to the next step. And during this step, it says make pump motor mode equal to a 1. That's what caused this thing to turn blue. And it says make pump motor volts equal to 0. So that's the 0 up here. And the ball valve is 0, and the heater enable is 0. So when the ball valve is 0, this turns green. When the ball valve is a 1, this turns green, and the heater's off right now. So what's it waiting for now? Well, it's waiting for the level sensor to be greater than 200 millimeters. Okay, and right here, my level is at 103 millimeters. So as I increase this, you'll see that that's going up. Sorry, that's the temperature. We want to go with the level. Level's going up. And we're going to watch what happens here. And I can hover over the instructions. It's showing me that the level is 189 right now. So we're going to go up, and eventually the level changed. And you'll notice what happened is that the ball valve is still equal to a 1, but the heater enable went true. So that's what we have here. And we have a variable called target temperature, and its value is the temperature sensor value, which happens to be at 39, and we're going to add 20 to that. And over here, it gives me a value of 59, and the heater is enabled right now. So the next thing that we're going to wait for is that the temperature is going to go up until it's greater than the target temperature. So I'm just going to simulate that the temperature is going up, and you can see the temperature is 44, so on and so on, until we hit that target temperature, turned off the heater, turned off the ball valve, and that was done in this action. We waited for this step to be done, and there is a 4-second preset. I would have set that right here under the preset. You'll see that it's 0 right now, but I'm pretty sure I put a value of 4,000 in there. So you do need to have a 4-second delay. And right now we're not sitting at this step anymore, because I'm gonna just reverse these so that next time this happens, it'll sit at that step. But now it's up here waiting for that lid. Okay, we do that, causes some of these changes to take place, and that's all because the temperature is already high and the level's already a certain place. Okay, I think that's all of the basics. So try to go through this on your own and actually modify some of the program to see if you can get it to work with this simulator. And if you want to see the Explorer windows, you go to View and Controller Organizer for the program, and then View. I think you have to stop this first. If I can, there we go, stop that, and you go to View and Explorer window, and you see all of this information on the left. Hopefully this little demo helps out.